2 times in my life, the same thing happened. And it made me realize I needed to run from the men I was spending time with. These specific 2 men. I like horror movies. I don't mind a gore movie. But one time, I go over to a guy's place. And we had, hooked up before. We'd been seeing each other before for a while. And this man puts on American Psycho. And now I don't mind American Psycho. I've seen American Psycho before. But it gets to the part, kind of near the end, I can't even remember, middle end, where that guy goes down underneath the blankets to do something, I can't say on TikTok. And then he starts like biting and there's blood everywhere. Okay? And I'm like, oh, like as a woman, I'm like, And this is when that guy decides to try and make his move. And I've never been like so grossed out at an attempt to make a move, because I'm like, why did you wait until this moment to try that? And I was like, this guy's fucking weird. And I think that he and this other guy that I'm going to tell you about were aroused by that moment. And that was so disgusting. Because another time, different guy, puts on Terrifier. I had seen Terrifier 1 before on my own. This was Terrifier 2. Okay, and in this movie, he takes a woman, she goes up by her feet, okay, takes a chainsaw and down in between her legs, okay? That guy decided to make a move at that moment. Yeah. And I literally, like, when you're like having deja vu and you're like, that's disgusting. Why? And I swear to God, they hate women. They hate women. Some of them hate women so much. And it was in that moment where I was like, oh, I'm never, ever seeing you again. Nasty ass grown men. The first one is like 41 or 42. The second one in his 30s. Both well off, successful in their industries, own companies. And I was like, they hate women. And I said, okay, the first guy, one time when we were like, we're in like in the deep stages of like seeing each other, we never became official or anything like that. But when we were in that deep stage, I had told him one time, because I make content on social media, and I was like, I think that there's a lot of men who really genuinely hate women, but like sleeping with women. And he was like, I can't believe you would say that. Like, why would you say that? I don't think that's true at all. And da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. That same guy was posted in the Facebook group. I looked his name up, and in that Facebook group, he had been at a birthday party and left with a girl. Now, the girl was making the post, obviously. She's like, I left with him, we hooked up, and I later found out that the birthday party we met at was his girlfriend's birthday. He left his girlfriend's birthday and went and hooked up with this girl. And she didn't know, because she just happened, like, it was like an invite kind of thing where friend of a friend, she ended up there. And I don't know, since there's been like more people moving towards that sphere, that realm, they're consuming more of that content. I feel like there's been a shift. There's always been men who didn't like women or who were manipulative. Like, I remember, men putting on the Titanic to try and like set the mood, but not The Punisher or American Psycho, and then making a move while a woman is being actively harmed. And when people are like, oh, you don't want to date? No. I don't want to date, because they seemed like normal human beings prior to this. Yeah.